Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle of the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the post, 20, 15, Hester 5.
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube page. And if you're watching us from our YouTube page, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube page, for real, come on, guys. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. And you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy now. If you want to follow me, just me personally online. Want to know what I did? Want to know what I try to do? Let me tell you what I try to do. I try to give you all one handle, but I got some hackers who jacked my stuff up. So Facebook is Shawn Sierra, and a couple of numbers I don't remember. On Twitter, it's ShawnSierra33 now. But on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, it's at the Shawn Sierra. Again, I can't tell you how pissed off I am. Someone just taking I don't even want to go into it. Anyway, listen, we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't just bring it. Let's check the chat. Levette Lee's checking in early. Happy hump day, y'all. FGB. Levette Lee is in the house. Good morning, Ma. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Mr. Southside himself. What up on a hump day? Hump day. Yes, Marcus Jones in the house. What's up, Marcus? Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. Oh, man, a crooked commish. Top of the morning, Shawn, man. I can't believe what's happening to Mad Max. Ravens get their picks back. Latest word I hear, he tested positive for fentanyl. Man, he parties hard if true. I didn't hear any of that. All right, I just heard it. I figured the Ravens backed out after the medicals. I don't know if you heard. They signed Trey Hendrickson. Ravens already, they pivoted and have signed Trey Hendrickson. Where you at? Yeah, so it didn't take them long. It was a big contract too. They pivoted. 4-year, $112 million deal that can be worth up to $120 with incentives. $60 million fully guaranteed. and a $20 million signing bonus. So he stays in the NFC North. And Joe Burrow has another dude he's got to deal with now. His own guy. He's got to deal with twice a year. Yep. So that's Crooked Commish. Hey, and believe me, I'm counting 4 days, man. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days, yes. 4 days from this very moment, I will have landed in the AZ. Yeah. Trey definitely got his bag, but man, that's a crazy renege that the Ravens pulled. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. So my question is this. My question is this. This is the $1 million question. Do the Bears go after Max Crosby now? And I say, hell yes. I say, hell, Mickey Ficky, yeah. You know, here's why. Everybody knows now that about his medicals. They knew he has, it's not a secret. They knew he was injured. He finished the year on injured reserve. They knew he had a surgery in January. So why, if Baltimore backed out on it, instead of because of the medicals, which I don't think it was, we're going to talk about that too. Many people may not be willing to give you 2 firsts. You can ask for 2 first-rounders, but after this whole debacle, and the Raiders have already put out, they said that they're going to honor their commitments to the other people that they agreed to. See, now here's the issue. Everyone, we get a little laxed in our conversation, in our spoken word. Nobody is signed. No one can be signed until the league begins today at 3 o'clock Central. So when we say, oh, the Bears signed this guy, the Bears signed that guy, no, the Bears did not sign anyone. What the Bears did was they came to an agreement. And all those deals will be done today. Now, those agreements don't mean jack spit, because until pen the paper, it's not a done deal. It's like a verbal commitment for a college recruit. It's what it's like. And you can change your mind. Crooked Commish said, no, Shawn, the real question is what's the most you're willing to offer to Vegas now? Oh, hell yeah. Marcus, you were right on it. This year's one, and I start with a 3. I say 1 this year, my 3rd next year you could have. Okay? Because I'll tell you what, there's not going to be a lot of people who are going to match the production of Max Crosby, regardless of your first round pick. Yes, it's a handshake deal. It's just a verbal agreement. That's all it was. Then, here's what I think happens. Well, first of all, let's go back. Let's go get Max Crosby. Let's go get him. Okay, he's there. Make that trade. Okay, start with this year's first, next year's third. Okay, and if it gets a little too, okay, this year's first, next year's second. Fine. And you can have Dayo Odengbo. You can send Dayo Odengbo back. You can send him back to the Raiders. They need a pass rusher. They need a pass rusher since they're trading Max Crosby. So that is still on the table. And I'll tell you what, that's perfect for us. I love it. I love it. That would put our defense in a strong playoff caliber. That it would make us a strong playoff caliber defense. But here's the thing that we have that makes us a strong. We have a closer on offense and defense. That's the thing that's awesome. We have a closer on offense and defense, because if it's 3rd and 6 and you're trying to drive down to score or get in field goal range, guess what? You better know where Max Crosby is. You better slide protection to his side or just double team him. You better. That's that dude. And then what we saw last year with Caleb, his ability for his last-minute comebacks, we have a guy on offense who can do the same thing. So we have a closer on defense and we have a closer on offense. Now, the only thing we're missing now is who's going to catch this. Who is Caleb going to go to in crunch situations? The guy he ran to last year is no longer with us. It still burns me. Still bugs me. But I move on. So, yes, go get him. And because if the Raiders are still going to offer, which they said they're still going to honor their commitments to their other free agents, then they still have Max Crosby's salary on the books, which is going to put them way over the cap. And you're supposed to be cap compliant by today. So by the time the league year starts, which is 3 o'clock, I would expect Max Crosby to be gone, to be moved. Because you got a whole bunch of new free agents that you signed, and thinking that Max Crosby's contract is off your books, and now it's not. So something's got to give. Foulmouth Chris, what's up? Good morning. How are you, buddy? Appreciate you tuning in, man. But I would go after him. 2 first rounds for the Bears off the table. I would give him first. I doubt they're going to need a first. Chris says, I'm not giving a first for him. Not at all. Yeah, I would. This year's first. And you're not going to get 2. Would you give him 2 seconds? They're not going to. I highly doubt they're going to do that. And if you want to get him, there's going to be a team that's going to give him a first round pick. Every team's going to start with a first round pick. That's if you want him. If you're window shopping, fine. But if you're on a mission, that's the dude you want, and you're all in, you got to start with a first. And I'm okay, because I don't think we're going to get a first-round pick that's going to equal the value of what he's going to give us. Now, I was listening to the radio earlier, and they had a doctor, an orthopedic surgeon, the White Sox orthopedic doctor / the Bulls orthopedic doctor. I don't know how much we can trust with all the issues that the Bulls medical staff has had over the years, from D. Rose to Luol Deng. Okay? But Max Crosby is projected to be back by the season. You have to figure out whether it was a cleanup in the meniscus or a rebuilding of the meniscus, is what the doctor was saying this morning. Okay, and when you figure that out, it take him a while. If it's just a smoothing out, like if you got a hangnail like I had back in 99, that's crazy. I was back in 4 weeks. Okay, but if you have to rebuild it or repair it, it could be longer. But he just had it in January. He should be good by OTAs. You know, have him walk through OTAs. Okay. Mini camp. And he'll be ready by training camp. Are you ready for that? Do you want to do that? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. Because you know as well as I do, if he's on the end of that line, he is a Mickey Ficky problem. Chris says 2 second rounders, they are desperate right now. They need to move them. You're still going to have to pay him $35 million. Now, if you tell me Vegas is going to eat some of that salary, we can have a talk. I said that yesterday. I was like, man, if Vegas eats some of that, Vegas, just eat $10 million. Just eat 10 to $15 million of that contract, and we're good. But I'll tell you what, if Vegas eats that contract, they ain't taking 2 second rounders. They're taking a first and probably a second. There's no, I mean, you can't just take everything. You can't say, okay, we're only giving you second rounders and you got to pay. Vegas ain't going to do that because we're not going to be the only team that wants them. So if you're going to ask Vegas to eat some of that salary, 10 to 15 mil, then you better throw in a first round pick. Otherwise, get off my phone. But I said the same thing yesterday, Chris. I'm like, man, if we can get Vegas to eat some of that salary, boy, we're good. At least for this year. Chris said, yeah, if you eat that salary, I'm willing with a first rounder. Yeah. I'm down. So, we'll see how it plays out. We will see how it plays out. It's going to happen today, I would imagine. I feel it's going to happen today. You got to get cap compliant. You got to be cap compliant by the start of the year, and that's today. So polls better be on their phones, burning it up. Burn it up. But listen, let's take a quick break. Let me get the word off the CrossFit. All right, on the other side of the break, we will get to our top of the morning topics. We have a lot of them. We had a lot of stuff going on yesterday. White Sox, Cubs, Bears free agency, Bulls late last night if you were able to stay up. World Baseball Classic last night if you're able to stay up. Cubs, Sox, woo! Woo, Charlie. We had a lot of sports yesterday. We're going to cover all of it, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created gervondextersr.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media, who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information on my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Irvin. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoydenreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoyden.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Whew. Yeah, no clips today. My guy Steve-O had a problem with the storm. Knocked all his power out from yesterday. It's crazy. Dude, that storm was nutso. Nutso. Whew. Insane. Let's see. Okay. Let's get a crack-a-lackin', baby. You know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, that's good too. Which way did they go? Which way did we go? First top of the morning topic: the Bulls, baby. The Bulls beat the Golden State Warriors yesterday, 130 to 124 in overtime. Big time onions, as Chuck Swirsky would say. By the Bulls, they were led by Matas Buzelis with a career high for Matas, 41 points. Woo! Josh Giddey doing Josh Giddey things, 21 points, 14 rebounds, 17 helpers. Woo! Another triple-double for Josh Giddey. Trey Jones added 22 in the winning effort. All right. They took off yesterday. There should be in Tinseltown. The Bulls travel to L.A. All right, tomorrow to face the Lakers. Tip-off is at 9:30 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet Plus or listen to it on their flagship station, 104.3 FM or 670 AM. The Score. I thought the Bulls were supposed to be tanking. It's not exactly what a tank looks like. But I digress. Next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks, baby. The Blackhawks travel to Utah. They hosted them. Now they're traveling to Utah to face the Mammoth tomorrow. Puck drop is at 8 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 720 a.m. Keeping it moving, maybe the next top of the morning topic. My White Sox. They lost to the Sacramento, soon to be Las Vegas A's, 11-7. Shane Smith, who was named the opening day starter, had a rough outing. He got a no decision, 2 2/3, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 2 Ks. Lenyn Sosa 1 for 3 with a double, his 4th of the spring, driving in his 4th and 5th runs of the campaign. Lee was 1 for 2 with a homer, his first. He had 3 RBIs, his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th RBIs of the spring. And Edgar Caro was 1 for 4 with an RBI, his 10th RBI on the spring. Staying with the White Sox and moving on to the next top of the morning topic, the White Sox host the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim today at Camelback Ranch. First pitch is at 3:05 p.m. Central. You can catch that. Oh, actually, you can't catch the game. It's not going to be on TV or radio. Crazy. But Alex Manoah is on the bump for the Angels, going up against Anthony Kay, who's on a bump for the good guys, for the White Sox. Next top of the morning topic, a little bit of White Sox players and a Cub player doing well in the World Baseball Classic, Munetaka Murakami. Well, he didn't hit a grand slam. He did not do that. He hit. You got fat fingers and it's the wrong letter. There you go. Muni hit a grand slam in Japan's win over Czechia. Okay. And he's the new left-handed power hitter. First base power hitter for the White Sox. 25 years old, 26 years old, young man. And that was a bomb. That was a bomb. Also, White Sox prospect Kyle Teal and Sam Antonacci each homered in Italy's upset of the U.S. last night, if you watched it. Also, Cubs center fielder PCA Pete Crow Armstrong, he homered twice in that game for Team USA. Keeping it moving, the next top of the morning, top of the Cubs, they fall to the Rangers 8-3. Cade Horton, he got the loss. He's 0-1 in spring. He went 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 punch outs. Matt Shaw was 1 for 3 with a homer, his first homer of the spring, driving in his second RBI of the spring. Snell was 1 for 1 with a double, his first of the spring, driving in his fourth RBI of springtime. Staying with the Cubs today, the Cubs host the Kansas City Royals at Sloan Park. First pitch is at 3:05 p.m. Central. Another game you cannot catch anywhere. I don't get it. If you have your own regional sports network like the Cubs do with the Marquee Network, and the Sox do with Chicago Sports Network, why aren't you showing these games? Why aren't you showing these games? I don't understand it. To me, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, first pitch is at 3:05. Mitch Spence is on the bump for the Royals, going up against Colin Ray, who's on a bump for the Northsiders. Keeping it moving, the next top of the morning topic, the World Baseball Classic. The U.S. lost to Team Italy last night. If you were up late, and stayed up to watch it, you saw 8-6. The U.S. is on the brink of elimination, pending today's game of Mexico versus Italy. Here's what happens. If Italy beats Mexico, the United States is in. It'll be U.S. versus Italy. If Mexico scores 5 or more runs, it's Mexico versus the United States. If Mexico scores less than 4 runs, Mexico versus Italy. I know it's tough to deal with, tough to remember, but that's how it is. That's the way it plays out. That's the way it plays out. Chris with the beard says our chances got better. They did. It did get better too. If you're talking about the Max Crosby deal, they did get better. Let's keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Bears. The Bears agreed to a 1-year deal with former Lions wide receiver and kick returner Khalif Raymond. Okay, he played under Ben Johnson, and Antoine Randall L. was his wide receiver coach up in Detroit. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. checking in. Junior! What's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Appreciate it. The next top of the morning topic, the Bears have reached an agreement with former Bills cornerback, defensive back Cam Lewis on a 2-year deal. Okay, and I don't know if you heard, Nashawn Wright has accepted a 1-year deal with the Jets. This boggles my mind. He signed a 1-year deal last year, $1.1 million with the Bears. Injuries happened. He stepped up. I think he became a Pro Bowler or an All-Pro, second-team All-Pro. Had a Pro Bowl season. So he goes to the Jets for a 1-year deal worth up to $5.5 million. Bears could have gave him that. I thought you'd take a chance on. I mean, you'd take a longer deal. You'd get a bigger deal. Now, the market dictates your price. Maybe people saw that he, despite the fact that he left, first of all, is his first really good year. And secondly, the fact that he was up there in interceptions, he did give up a lot of big plays as well. So we'll see. I mean, a 1-year deal up to $5.5 million. Yeah, that stinks for him. Well, it's great that he got a 5-year, 5.5 up to 5.5 mil, but it's a 1-year deal. You want guaranteed money. You want a 2 or 3 or 4-year deal with guaranteed money. Okay, with guaranteed money. So now your family is secure. 5.5. Let's not forget 2.5. Uncle Sam takes. 2.75. So now you're dealing with that. And then every other state that you play in outside the state of Illinois, you're going to have to pay taxes in the state of Illinois, but every other state that you play in, you're going to have to pay a jock tax, the Michael Jordan tax. So that 5 point, if you hit all the incentives and make it 5.5, you're still probably right around 2 mil. Between 1.5 to 2 mil. That's some shit. That's crazy. That's not generational wealth. It's rich, but it's not generational wealth. And I was hoping that if you left Chicago, that you'd leave Chicago for a place that gave you generational wealth. At least 10 to 12 million. All right, 3 years, 12 million. That's 4, 8 guaranteed. Boom. Okay. You wanted a 1 year prove it deal, and you could have been here again with your coach, Al Harris, who you're very, very fond, very familiar with, and you've been very productive under. Okay. Good for you. Good for you. Next top of the morning topic. We're staying with the Bears. The Bears agree to sign defensive end Kentavious Street. So we signed Big Nev, Neville as our nose guard. Big man. And now we get a defensive end in free agency. He has 10.5 sacks in 7 seasons. He played for Allen with the Saints back in 2022. So another guy he's familiar with, another guy that has been productive in Dennis Allen's system. Now, the bombshell that was dropped yesterday was crazy. The next top of the morning topic, the Ravens. They backed out of their deal with the Raiders for Max Crosby. And according to Diana Rossini, he failed his physical. So there's a couple of questions here. One, what were you expecting? Were you expecting him to pass his physical? He just had surgery in January. He just had surgery in January to fix the meniscus issue that he suffered during the season. He finished the season on IR. Remember that. Teams know this. So the Ravens would have had to say, hey, we're going to be okay. We understand his knee isn't 100% right now, but we'll still go through with the trade. Because remember, everything that you heard up to today, those are agreements. They're not signings. All right, we have a tendency to get too lax and say the Bears signed this person, they signed that person. They don't sign it. They could not sign those until today, 3 p.m. Central. So you have an agreement with, and until ink is to pen, that's all it is an agreement. People have backed out before, but never with such a high-profile player like Max Crosby. So I think the Ravens had buyer's remorse. They gave up 2 first-round picks, and I think they said, hey, if there's a way we can get out of this, let's get out of this. We want our first-round picks. So the day before the new league year begins, they backed out. not only did they back out, they pivoted quickly. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Don't worry. Flavor vision ain't blurry. The Ravens pivoted and agreed to sign Trey Hendrickson. Again, agreed to sign. He's not signed yet. They agreed to sign Trey Hendrickson to a 4-year, $112 million deal. It can be worth up to $120 million with incentives. The deal also includes, and this is according to ESPN, the deal also includes $60 million fully guaranteed and a $20 million signing bonus. The Plankster is in the house. Good morning, sir. Says good morning and happy hump day. Shawn, Bears fans, Levette Lee, Michelle Marcus, Crook, Commish, Foul Mouth, C, Brother Armando, bear down. Bear down, FGB. I think it's kind of a crappy move by the Ravens. If you agree to it, then stick to it. I think they realized they might have been able to get Trey Hendrickson the whole time, which they eventually did. Keep their keep their 2 first-round draft picks, 26 and 27, and get a guy who's disruptive. I don't know if he's Max Crosby disruptive, but he's disruptive. He's another guy that's going to be going up against Joe Burrow twice a year. Not a good day for Joe Burrow. And my question to us earlier was, should the Bears go after Max Crosby now? And for those of you who didn't listen, who weren't here, I said yes. But you go in there offering a first. I say, here's what I'll say. Our first this year, next year second, but you eat 10 to 15 million of his contract this year. We'll take it over completely next year. That's why I'll give you a first and a second. Because if they take that, then he's only coming in about 20 mil. I think it's 35 million. So you get 15 mil. It's only 20 million on the books for you, for the Bears. You know, I am excited about the possibility, the real possibility of Max Crosby coming to the Bears. Now, the Bears aren't the only team out there, but I'm excited. You Max Crosby. Woo! See, that excites me because we will have a closer on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball. We already saw what Caleb can do. We saw Caleb 7 times last year bring the Bears back from behind. Closer. We don't have it on defense. We didn't have that dude that people say, where? We got to find out where this guy is. Oh, here he is right there. Double team him. Max Crosby is the dude you need to know where the hell he is at. You need to know exactly where the hell he is at every single down, but especially late in games on third down situations. I'm hoping and praying that the news comes across the wire. The Bears sign or trade for Max Crosby. This year's first, next year's second, and Vegas eats some of his contract, just like we said. Woo! If that comes to pass, wow. And just think of all the interceptions we had last year. But a lot of those guys are gone. Nashon Wright's gone. Jermaine Evans is gone. Byers gone. Are they going to have the same type of intensity? I mean, Jalen Johnson didn't play a lot. He had a nice pick in one of his games. Are they going to have the same type of attitude in the third level for the Bears? Because I wanted Nashon Wright to stay, especially if we get a pass rusher. I would love to see what a player like that can do when you have a pass rush. I want a meeting at the quarterback often. D-line often. Yeah, Red Culture, what's up? Papa? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, he's a Jet. We were talking about that earlier. He signed a 1-year deal that's worth up to $5.5 million. Why don't you want to stay here? It's an incentive-laden contract, so why didn't you work that out with the Bears? So it doesn't look like any of our safeties are coming back. That stinks. That stinks. Creative Culture said the draft could fall so many ways with the moves we did. Yes, it can. Very, very large amounts. Yeah. And the next time we want to talk about that, I didn't put up there was the Bears agreed to re-sign Braxton Jones for a deal up to what, $10 million? Is that what it said? Incentive laden deal, take it up to $10 million. $5 million, I think. Corey Smith says, first of all, good morning, Corey. Thanks for tuning in. Can we afford Max with contract restructuring? Oh, definitely restructure the contract. Yeah. We can get some other people. We could see if we can restructure their contract as well. Tons of treats in the chat. Thank welcoming Corey Smith. I welcome you too, sir. Thank you. Checking us out. We appreciate it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a real quick break, another quick one. All right. And we'll have more sports conversation. I definitely need to talk about the lack of a compensatory pick for the Bears. I'm not happy about that. But anyway, don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here, Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is someone somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. I wanted to discuss Ian Cunningham situation. Very, very. This has me bothered big time. The whole purpose of the Rooney Rule and this rule was to bring other people to the party who probably wouldn't get a shot, minority candidates. And when you say, if you get a candidate who gets a job because of he's with your organization and he gets a promotion, so goes to an OC, all right, wide receiver coach to offensive coordinator or in the front office. You get assistant general manager to general manager spot. Then you get a compensatory pick, a third-round pick. It just goes to show that the league is happy with your development of minority candidates. Because let's be honest, we understand it's a good old boys network in the NFL. If you don't believe me, look at all these buster-ass coaches who keep getting jobs. I found out how political it was when I was trying to get a tryout back in 93, 94. 94. I found out the politics of the NFL. So something had to be instituted to give people of color a chance. As if you think that for some reason they're not smart enough. That perception was of the black quarterback for the longest time. The black quarterbacks aren't smart enough to run an offense. What? That was bullshit. Or once you get a quarterback, switch him to running back, switch him here, switch him there, switch him to wide receiver. It's an insult to black athletes, black quarterbacks. Doug Williams, God rest his soul. No, he's still alive. It's Steve McNair. Doug Williams, becoming the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl with Washington. And then just the thought process that blacks couldn't handle this. So you're looking at blacks not being able to handle this. So then you think, well, then they can't run a team. Well, guess what? Some people have run a team very well. Ozzie Newsome. Cleveland Browns became the Baltimore Ravens. They've won 2 Super Bowls. But to offer this up and not follow through is extremely bothersome to me and attacks the whole purpose of the rule. That's the spirit of the rule. So because you say it has to be the first decision maker, the first executive in charge, which is why we didn't get it. It's a promotion. And Matt Ryan, who is Ian's boss, has no clue what the fuck he's doing. He's been in studio since his retirement. While Ian Cunningham has been bouncing around front offices and has been here for the last 3 or 4 years. Living the front office life. Not fronting, living it. He was a key confidant to Ryan Poles in the draft process. And then obviously other things behind it. Free agency, trades. So he goes there. He's making all of the decisions. Matt Ryan even said he's making all the decisions. I'm going to be following him around. Matt Ryan basically said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But because he's the first executive over the general manager, that makes him the number one executive. And since Ian Cunningham didn't move from the number 2 to the number 1, we didn't get the picks. There has to be something done about this. There has to be something done about this. When the team, when Matt Ryan and the Falcons even stated that Ian Cunningham is the guy who's making all the decisions, it's definitely a promotion from assistant general manager to general manager. I don't see how you don't see it as a promotion. But because he's just in the paperwork, he's not the president of football operations. Like our president of football operations, Kevin Warren, doesn't make football decisions. Those decisions are made by Ryan Poles. So if the situation came here, the situation would have been the same. If Ian Cunningham was assistant GM somewhere else and came here, there's still a guy above him, and that is Kevin Warren. There's got to be a way. Now, you could talk to the teams. King Book of World checking in. What's up, brother? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. He's like, I feel there's a bias against the Bears for the NFL since the 80s. That'll stop in 85, kill their California dreams. They've been hated since. Okay. I think about what we can do with those picks. And if the NFL, and this is what I don't get, if the NFL wants the Bears to be good, because the NFL is just better. John Madden said it succinctly and crystal clearly. The NFL is just better when the Bears are good. From the mouth of John Madden, the NFL is just better when the Bears are good. Wow. King Booker World backing some stuff up because that's why our quarterbacks are never safe. You can hit the Bears quarterback anywhere and where you want, and there'll be no penalties. Dude, I can't even argue that. I can't even argue that, King Booker World. No lies told there. Remember what they did to Justin? All the hits to the head to Justin. Caleb. Chiefs did the exact same shit the Bears did, and they got theirs, and the Chicago didn't. Yeah. It's all a technicality on who's the first executive decision maker or who the buck stops with. And although the buck's going to stop with Ryan Poles, I mean, all the buck's going to stop in Atlanta with Matt Ryan, the person making the decisions that Matt Ryan's going to say okay to is Ian Cunningham. So this is an embarrassment. So why should other teams continue to scout and develop front office talent? Why? Because if they go to any place that has a structure, just like the one the Bears have, just like the ones the Falcons have, and a guy gets hired for a GM spot, they will lose out on 2 compensatory third-round picks. They'll lose out. They're not stealing them. They're not taking them from anybody or giving them to anyone else. They just lose out on those. And if you implemented this rule for equality and the development of minority candidates for front office jobs, GMs and presidents and all this, then you have to get rid of the technicalities. If it is a clear-cut promotion from where they came from, you get the pick. You should get the picks. Period. End of story. But Shawn, you're right. The NFL screwed the Bears. They did. They did. It's an embarrassment. Because, again, you're not taking these draft picks from anyone. You're just adding them on. So why wouldn't the NFL say, hey, the Bears did a great job of developing Ian Cunningham from assistant decision maker to the chief decision maker. Even his boss said he's the chief decision maker. The buck stops with Ian Cunningham. I'm just going to sign my name to whatever he says we're doing. And we as Bear fans understand we really could use those picks. 1 third round this year, 1 third round next year. So the NFL screwed us. Why? I don't know. Something about it seems personal. King Booker World feels the same way. Something about this feels personal. But you got to get your shit together, NFL. Because the spirit of the rule to promote and develop and promote minority front office candidates or coaches, those rewards need to be upheld. They need to be upheld. It's a shame. And I was thinking, man, I'm thinking they got to give them the picks. And I'm thinking how we can use it, where we're going to get, with that compensatory pick. Are we going to go edge? We're going to go D tackle. We're going to go linebacker. Where are we going to go with that? Or we're going to package that pick up and move up in the draft. Or add it to the Max Crosby deal that we're hoping happens. But it's a sad day in the NFL when, by rule, the NFL refuses to pay its debts or to follow through on what they promised because of a loophole. A loophole. And now all teams can structure their front office like that and have everybody miss out. Any other minority candidates will miss out if the majority of the teams structure their front office like that. We have a president of football operations who's over the general manager. It's just the way it is. What's up, Brandon? Good morning, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's a crime. It's a travesty. And it really hurts the Bears personnel-wise. And to me, that's bothersome. When we're this close, we lost people. You traded people away. Here's another chance to add to our excellent culture with another draft pick that our head coach wants, or our defensive court, the new coaching staff wants. They're picking their guys, as evidenced by Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren last year. As evidenced by bringing in C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the middle of the season when DBs got hurt. Our coaches are in the personnel decision-making rooms. They're saying, hey, this is my guy. I coached him. I want him here. Let's go get him. But needless to say, I'm pissed. It's bullshit to treat the charter member of the NFL like this. The charter member, the first member of the NFL, and you treat him like this. You treat him like who makes that decision? Is that Roger Goodell? Who makes that decision? The Bears could have offered, the NFL could have offered, but they said, nope, we're sticking to the rule. We're sticking to the rule. Bothersome, to say the least. Bothersome. So my thing is, now that the Max Crosby situation has reopened, you go get him. Chris and I had a back and forth conversation earlier in the show. I'll just give you a synopsis. Go get him. Offer a first and a third. Don't offer the second yet. And tell Vegas you got to pick up $10 to $15 million of his salary. Because then I wouldn't even be mad. Yeah. Say a first this year and a second next year. Or start with a first this year, a third next year. Because the price is there. The Vegas Raiders have to get under the cap. If they agree to sign all these people, they're going to be over the cap. Now, they haven't signed them yet because it's not 3 p.m. So they're probably still under the cap. But, man, you promised all those. They brought about 5 or 6 free agents. Other teams, like the Raiders, are going to be cap strapped, which is why they want to get this done. I don't think they want to go back. And I know there's a new regime. I know this. I know that. But, man, what would you, if you're a new regime, what would you rather have? One guy on defense who's a game changer, or draft picks for that one guy who's a game changer and allow you to build your roster the way you want? I can confidently say just about all coaching staffs would say, let's trade the star, get picks, and we can build it my way. Which is why I don't understand why the hell they still haven't traded Myles Garrett in Cleveland. No one wants to go see Cleveland. Redo that shit. You know, I sit there and I thought about it. I envisioned it. I envisioned seeing Max Crosby sacking the quarterback on 3rd and 8 late in the game. I envision Max Crosby forcing the quarterback to step up and throw before he has time. Interception, game over. And it hurts knowing that we don't have that dude. Man, I want that dude. So the Bears should be on the horn now. Because let me ask you something. How excited would you be as a fan base if that came across the bottom of the screen? Bears come to terms, agree to sign Max Crosby or trade for Max Crosby. How excited would you be? Because I'd be over the moon. I'd be over the moon. This guy's like 27. He's got an amazing 3 to 4 years left, and then probably 2 or 3 hanging on after that. Yeah. Man, it's going to be. Cornerback situation for the Bears is crazy. All right, Nashawn Wright left for a mysterious deal, 1 year up to $5.5 million. He's got to hit some guarantees, some benchmarks to get more money. Why not just stay? I don't get it. I don't get it. But now we got to check out Zoff Frazier. We got to check out Terrell Smith. Tyreek Stevenson needs to grow up. Take this job seriously and stop screwing with the fans in the middle of a play. So, yeah, I'm annoyed. Also, the Bears signed Ian Wheeler. Let me see something. What was Yeah, it said Howard University running back Ian Wheeler has officially signed a 3-year, $2.8 million undrafted free agent rookie contract with the Bears. So if Ian Wheeler, and I think we're good at the running back position. I think we are. But Ian Wheeler is that scary, scary, scary threat. Remember, he was the one on Hard Knocks who tore his ACL and had to sit out all of 2024. Came back a little last year. It was like, But that's cool. I'm happy for him. And did you see this? Did you see this? I know it's not Chicago sports, but Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat last night scored 83 points. What? 83 points Bam scored yesterday. He's a big man. He ain't shooting threes. Look at his stat line. 20 of 43 from field goals. That's 40. 7 of 22 for 3. (36 of 43 from the free throw line. They cut to it because they're showing the Celtic game and they cut to it. And wow. The second highest scoring total of all time behind Wilt. He beat Kobe, who had 81 some years ago. He beat him by 2 points. So Bam Adebayo, 83 points. I don't know. That was crazy. That was insane. If you got to watch it, holy cow, you watch history in a 305. You watch history being made. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the World Baseball Classic and our teams. I'm heading out to Arizona in 4 days. I cannot tell you how excited I am to go recharge my batteries, catch a couple Sox games, lay in the sun, swim. Yeah. I'll be doing a whole lot of nothing. Well, I don't know about nothing. Swimming is taxing on you. But I'll be laying out. I'm going to come back with some color, shave off my goatee so my face and my head can get all perfectly tanned. Get ready for the summer. And speaking of the summer, I'm getting ready to put the link up today. I don't have the price for the tickets, the location, the time, the date. Well, you have the date, Saturday, July 25th, 2026. But the location and the time, yeah, is going to be dope. Get your tickets. I'm telling you, get them now because you're going to forget, and it's going to get sold out. This will be sold out. Sold out. Sold out. Sold out. This will be sold out. Get your tickets now. I'm sorry. It'll be up by Friday. I'll have it up. I'll create an Eventbrite, whole thing, the whole nine. And don't forget, order your Sports Zone Chicago swag from sportzonechicago.com. Get your FGB t-shirts. Get your good, better, best t-shirts. In navy and in gray. So also not forget our Bears Victory Monday shirts. We're going to be wearing that a lot this year. My birthday party is going to be sold out. I'm fired up, fired up, fired up. It's going to be lit. It's a linen party, so make sure you get your linen attire. For me, it's gonna be. I'm probably gonna do an all white. I'll probably be decked out in all white. Probably. My birthday, July 25th, 2026. Well, July 25th is the date. It's a Saturday. So now that we got the promotions out of the way, the World Baseball Classic, if you saw yesterday, Team Italy upsets the United States 8-6. It was a shocker, to say the least. It was a shocker. The Americans try to come back late. Pete Crow Armstrong. Oh, I have another one. Pete Crow Armstrong comes through late. He has second home run. He had 2 homers yesterday. Blank stare. I'll get the link up. We're putting the Eventbrite event together, and it'll be up today. So it'll be up by Friday. If you just want to wait till Friday, I'll make sure that I'll put in the link in the chat and everything. It'll take you there. Yeah. I'm still working on sponsors to get us some dope shit. They're not playing the World Cup. They're playing the The World Baseball Classic. Junior says, they don't make linen clothes in my size, so I'm going to wear my linen bed sheets like a toga. Is that okay? Yes, it is. And actually, they do make linen clothes your size. That was a K&G the other day. So you aren't bigger than a 5X, bro. You are nowhere near a 5X, Junior. They had 5X white linen shirts. I'm telling you because I saw them. Looking for stuff for me. I saw them, and I'm like, 5X, damn. So you are nowhere near a 5X, bro. They have linen clothes for you. Go to K&G. I don't know if there's one by your house, but take the trek to Orland. I know there's got to be a K&G out there by you, though, bro. There's got to be. Yeah, no problem, Plank. No problem, baby. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. That party is going to be lit. I got one DJ lined up already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hype it up. Plank, are we friends? Are we friends on Facebook? Or first of all, are you on Facebook? And if so, are we friends on Facebook, Plank? Because I have it on Facebook. I have it as a private event because there's some people who are on my friends list that I just don't want to be there. I just don't want. I just don't want to be. Okay, if I didn't invite you, send me a DM. Just send me a quick DM, and I'll make sure that you're on the guest list, so you can see all the posts and everything when I get a sponsor, when I get another DJ, as we get closer. All right, let me know. Just send me a quick DM. But yeah, start getting your tickets now. I know it's March, April, May, June, end of July. Yeah, so that's 3.5 months. 3.5 months. So it's going to be fun. But talking about this World Baseball Classic, I see a lot of things in this Italian team, Team Italia. 2 White Sox players, Kyle Teal and Sam Andronazzi. No. Come on, where the heck is it? Because I'm saying his name wrong. Sam Antonacci. There you go. Both hit home runs. Now, he hasn't been above AA, but he's a guy that I've watched quite a few scouts say a lot of good things about this guy, this young man. I know there's a lot about Brady Montgomery. He's got a lot of the hype. He's got all the hype. I've heard a couple of scouts say this is going to be that dude. Sam Antonacci is going to be that dude. This is when we got to take it to Little Italy. Take it to Bruna's. Ignatz. Plankster, I got it. Accepted. Here it is. Okay. Confirm. We are confirmed. The Plankster. We are confirmed. Munetaka Murakami hit a bomb. And I'm telling you what, I'm not putting the White Sox in the World Series. I'm not putting them in the ALCS. I'm not putting them in the divisional series. But they're gonna push for that playoff spot. This White Sox team is going to push for a playoff spot. They are doing so many things very well. And I love it. As a coach, as a former player who's brought up with the fundamentals in every sport that I played, and that's why I was good in so many sports, is the coaching I had. There was a smart guy who once said, I don't remember who he was, what his name was, to be honest with you, but he had this saying that said, coaching matters. And I was taught the fundamentals, and then my athletic ability on top of the fundamentals is what allowed me to be a very, very good player in football, baseball, basketball. Primarily football and basketball. The White Sox they're playing 27 outs. They are running down the line. They respect 90. I know that's a Cub thing. They're taking the extra base. They're hitting the cutoff man. They're getting key hits with runners in scoring position. They're shutting down the back to get outs 25, 26, and 27, which are the most difficult to get. They're doing a really good job in spring training. And I know spring training doesn't mean shit record-wise, but it means shit when you see a team that has been as bad as the White Sox the last 2 years, and you see improvement, and you see them playing the game the right way. Their youthful exuberance for the game and playing it the right way with that exuberance gives Sox fans a lot of hope. All right, when I get back from Arizona, the following week is opening weekend. I'm probably heading up to Milwaukee for the Saturday night game. And the following week is a home opener on Thursday. I'll be at that game. I really like what I'm seeing. And Murakami, bro, you start hitting homers like that. Remember, he was like the big stud home run hitter over in Japan. Hey, you give me 30 plus homers this year. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, sir. Because that Mother Hubbard, he got all of that one to break it open, make it 9-0. Then Antonacci and Kyle Teal. Now, Kyle Teal ran out. He left the game with a hamstring injury. I have no further updates on it, how bad it was, if it was a tear, or what grade, a grade 1, 2, or 3 strain, or if it was a tear. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll hear more about it, I'm sure, in the upcoming days. No, I didn't. Junior said, did you see the Panama player go after the manager because the manager yelled at him for not hustling? So you have the audacity to go after the manager for managing you and coaching you? This younger generation, man, I'm telling you. So you're not hustling down the first base. He calls you out and you get mad. Okay. If I were him, I'd send his ass home. Send his ass home. One, for embarrassing yourself by not respecting the game, and 2, for embarrassing me, coming at me for doing my job as a manager. Bump that. So the White Sox are looking good. The youngsters are looking good. Muratama. What's his name? I'm trying to say his name again. Munitaka Murakami. He'll bring the power from the left side of the plate. Man, I like it. So now we just got to grow. That's the one thing I'll never forget when I was at Sox Fest. Back when they had Sox Fest at the hotel. It was before, I think it was 2018. I think that's the year I met Sierra Santos. She was working for Comcast Sportsnet. Frank Thomas was on a panel, and he was talking about Moncada, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, all those guys. He goes, take them all. He goes, I don't care what level they are. Take them all, put them in Double-A. Take all of them and put them in. I don't care if one's in Triple-A, one's in Single-A. Take them all, take that core, and put them all in Double-A. And have them start to be familiar with each other. If this is the core you think is going to be there, grab those 4 or 5 guys, and boom, we're all moving up as a unit. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. Cub fans, how excited were you when Peter Crow Armstrong hit not 1 but 2 homers yesterday? How fired up were you? See, now PCA he has to adjust to the adjustments that the league has made on him. That's what he's got to do. His first half last year was electric. Electric. Then people watch film. People found out his strengths and his weaknesses. So now you got to find out what they're saying is my weakness, and you need to adjust to it and make it a strength. What you need to do. Because the book is out on you around the league. So now what do you have to do? You got to adjust. They adjusted, now you adjust. Because if you had that season all year long, if that first half of the season carried into the second half of the season, you would have been serious talks in the MVP race. Serious talks. Definitely some first place votes would have been had by you. That I can guarantee. But now you have to put it together, young man. You got to put it together. And the cool part about it is they're not asking you to, which is probably why you're able to do so well. They're not asking you to carry this team. They're not asking you to bring in 3 or 4 runs a game. They're not doing that. They're not asking you for a homer twice a week. They're not asking you for that. You got big time players. You got Seiya Suzuki. You got Dansby Swanson. You got Alex Bregman. You got those guys there who are making big time bucks that they need to produce. You can kind of grow under the radar, not so much anymore after last year, but you were able to go under the radar because your contract's not that big. If PCA starts has another first half like last year, holy shees. Holy shees. Could start off the game and have a dude on base who can steal. You're in a good spot too, Cub fans. You're in a good spot too. Brandon asks, what time is the World Baseball Classic tonight? Let me tell you. I will tell you, man. The World Baseball Classic starts at 2 o'clock. It's Canada versus Cuba. It's on Fox Sports 2. And it's at 7 o'clock. Dominican Republic versus Venezuela, Fox Sports 1. That's the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, today. I'd love to be in Puerto Rico. A good buddy of mine. I don't know if he came back this morning or not. Was down in Puerto Rico for the World Baseball Classic. I like that. Was dope. So, Brandon, 2 o'clock World Baseball Classic, Canada versus Cuba on Fox Sports 2. And at 7 o'clock, Dominican Republic versus Venezuela, Fox Sports 1. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Bear fans, what are you thinking? Do you want to go after Max Crosby? Talk to me. Holler at your boy. Do you want to go after Max Crosby? I know Foulmouth Chris said he's down with some parameters, and I'm okay with. I'm more than okay with. But what about you guys? Junior, Brandon, Plankster, King Booker World, Corey, what do you think? Do you want to go after Max Crosby now? And if so, what's your offer? Because your offer ain't going to be as high. Because how can you bring Max Crosby back to the Raiders? He knows you're trying to trade his ass. He's already upset with the organization. King Booker World says if it's a 27 first, you mean the other way around? You want to give up next year's first, or you want a 26 this year's? You want a 20 this year, the first round pick, and then next year's third or fourth? Is that what you mean? Because you have next year's first round pick and this year's third or fourth. Oh, say next year's first. Okay. So you're saying nothing here. You get a third round pick this year. Okay. I think it's going to take a first round pick this year, and then a second or third next year. I don't know. I'm just speculating what I think it'll take. Anyone else? What do you guys think? I think go for it. All right, you could ask them to eat some of the salary. What's the worst they can do? Say no? Just for this year. Eat the salary for this year, we're good. Unless you want to eat the salary and not have it as much, say $7 million. How about $7 million you pay the next 2 years? Or do you want 10 to 15 million just this year? Mr. Southside himself says, I'm thinking that this Bears organization won't be trading first round pick for Crosby. King Booker World says his value for what they will get back in a trade has dropped a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they know. Vegas is in a really tight spot. They're bringing all those free agents in there. Lukenbaum, is that it is? Lickenbaum? The center they brought in like 4 or 5 players with big-time contracts, thinking that Max Crosby's contract was off the table, was off their books. Well, it's not. So does he stay there? I highly doubt it. They are literally going to be searching for the team with the best and most attractive offer. Junior says, I don't think the Bears are going to go after Crosby. Okay. They got to look, though. They got to look. I think they will. It might not be a serious conversation, but you got to kick the tires. You have to. King of course says Ravens are known for doing their shiesty shit. Y'all remember the whole injury report for the Bears game? Yeah, that was nuts. So that was crazy. I'll tell you what, make sure you get your fill. Get your popcorn ready. There's a lot of stuff going on today. You got the Cubs and Sox. You can't watch those on TV. You got the World Baseball Classic, 2 o'clock, Canada versus Cuba in Puerto Rico on Fox Sports 2. And it's 7 o'clock, Dominican Republic versus Venezuela in Miami on Fox Sports 1. So you have that. You got basketball. We got the Big Ten tournament here in Chicago at the United Center. You can watch that on NBC Sports Network or Peacock. 11. So about to start. Maryland is Maryland's playing Iowa. And 1:30, USC versus Washington here from the Big Ten tournament. That can't be. That's going to be more. Yeah, Northwestern and Indiana, 5:30. That's on the Big Ten Network. You listen to that at 7:20 a.m. Okay. 8 o'clock, Rutgers in Minnesota, Big Ten Network. So there's a lot of people, a lot of games to watch today. There's a lot to get out. Get your popcorn, get your homemade pizza ready, or just call and order pizza. So listen, you guys have a phenomenal night. Have a phenomenal night, okay? I appreciate the love and the support. Again, Plankshaw, I'm going to add you to the event. Doing it as we speak right now. There you go. You should have it. Like I said, I'll create a Eventbrite page for it. And hopefully we'll see you on Saturday, July 25th. It is going to be lit. I'm telling you, bro, you might want to get a hotel room in the city. Just stay there. All right? It's only running about $120, $130. Go to hotels.com. All right, go to hotels.com. Yeah. Damn, King Book World is going to be in Vegas. Okay. Well, if anything falls through, man, I'm where we'll be on the lake, kicking it. like Escape. Party on down, let's Escape Beach, just kick it. Just kick it. Cigars, linen and women. Dude, that's crazy. That's right. You're at the condo, right, Junior? That's nutso. But anyway, tell you, it's gonna be fun. I hope a lot of you can make it. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of different groups of friends. I invited my high school friends. So my very first grammar school, right? My St. Rita Grammar School, St. Rita High School. A lot of those guys I invited my people from Holy Cross. I invited a good number of those guys, so we'll see how many can make it. And then my guys from the Chargers, my guys from the Thunder. All right, some of my coaching colleagues. So it is going to sell out. Get your tickets. I'll tell you, I'm gonna set it up Friday. I'll set it up today. But if you forget, because life gets in the way, we got shit to do. All right, I'll remind you Friday. I'll have the link. I'll put it in the chat. Okay, so you can copy and paste it, or copy and copy paste it and send it to yourself, so you can order it later. But yeah, it's gonna be one heck of a time. I'm sorry, I'll double check, Patty, and I will send you one. I will send you one. So, cool. Listen, guys, you have a phenomenal day. It's going to be a little overcast and cloudy and a little today, but you know what? Be thankful. All right, I talk about it all the time. It's only a high of 45 today, but be thankful. All right, you're on the wake-up list. There are a lot of people who are not on the wake-up list this morning. Okay, a lot of people. If you just look at it through that lens, you'll realize every day is a great day. Every day you wake up, regardless of what you're going through, it's a great day. Okay, be grateful. Wake up with an attitude of gratitude, and life will be so much easier. All right. A little cool. So if you're out, cool and rain, overcast and rainy, and all right, make sure you dress properly. We're Chicagoans. We know how to dress. But from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal day. All right. But your boy is out.
Come on, race the race. Get ready for the job and answer the draw.